Hey, Facebook family, Outlaws with Advice for Life with my wife Aisha Laws
Hello.
and my co-host Greg Harris.
Hey.
Hey, everybody, we're back. This is the second part of our program. As you know, every week what we do is we actually record our radio program that comes on Sunday mornings, every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on Heaven 600. In fact, you can go and listen to it live. You can actually hear us streaming the program live on by downloading the iHeartRadio app. Then you go to Gospel, then you go to Heaven 600, and you can actually hear us every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. What we do every Tuesday, or almost every Tuesday, we were actually on vacation last week, so we didn't do it last week, but we try every Tuesday to bring you a live recording on Facebook Live. This is a beautiful medium because what we can do is allow our the people who follow us and the people who are interested in our program to actually join us. And I see a lot of you joining us right now. And so what we do in this is that we actually are able to give you information, give you secrets about relationship, but we also can then interact. We can look at your comments. So feel free to give comments about what we're saying. It's really important. It helps us kind of spark on the dialogue. And we also will answer questions. Now, sometimes we can't answer your question if it's totally different than what the subject matter we're dealing with. I may give you a small portion of an answer, but then I may bring that up as one of the subjects that we bring up in our program overall. Right now, we're dealing with how men and how women should show up in relationship. And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the secrets that are going to happen during this portion of the program. You're going to hear us talking about the general things right now. And then as we go on, we will apply the family strengthening skills and principles so that you will be able to go back and actually do something about what you're learning and what you're hearing. So I appreciate those who joined us from the first half and here now with us on the second half. As you know, how it works is that we're going to give some time to identify the people who have checked in, or at least a few people with many comments that might be there. We're going to start the second part of our program, our radio program. You get a chance to see us live and listen to us live as we do the program. And then we will, at the end, come back to you, and that's where we'll have our interaction. And of course, I said I have my beautiful wife Aisha with us.
Hello, my love.
Hey, babe. If y'all missed the first half, I'm telling you right now, you want to go back and look at that first program.
She was on fire.
She went someplace there. So we're going to do some more of that in this program, and then we're going to continue it. And so, did I get? Can you see any comment up there, Greg, or you need my glasses?
Yeah, we got. No.
You need my glasses.
That was good. No. That was good.
You do need my glasses.
No. Because there's no comments, but people have checked in. Laura is with
us.
us.
Nice.
Tracy
Laura
is back with us, and we have a total of 6 viewers, but the only ones that I can see are Tracy and Laura.
Right.
That's all I can see. Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. What usually happens is people keep logging on as we're going forward. So, Greg, we're going to start the second part.
Stacy
of the
and Ray.
Hey, that's my cousins. Nice. It's nice to have family and friends and people joining us. I've actually gotten a lot of people, as I said in the first program. We got actually over 500 views on our program 2 weeks ago. A whole lot of likes and loves. And I'm asking everybody, please repost, reshare. Do whatever you can to share this with people if you like it. That's all we ask. We ask you to promote it if you like it. So we're going to start the second half. Greg, you ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Gail, and we queued up? Okay.
And we're back, and we are having an awesome and dynamic time with our special, awesome guest, the wonderful Miss Aisha Laws, and I know that she has been a blessing to all of you. But first of all, we always want to invite our listeners to check in with us and to call in and leave with us your story. Call in at 410-578-8004. Leave your information, and we will get back in touch with you. Also, check out our website at www.advice4life.us. Click on the podcast tab, and there you can see and have access to our variety of shows and library of shows that we've done here on Advice for Life. And most of all, we want to invite you to check in with us on Facebook, Facebook every Tuesday evening at about around 8:30 to where you have the opportunity to engage with us and experience this live.
Yeah,
Right, Al?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and we're excited about that. We enjoy that interaction with our audience in a live way. It really blesses everybody. And what happens is that even after we finish recording the radio program, we get to chat and talk and discuss and answer questions. So you want to check that out if you get an opportunity. So before the break, Greg, we were breaking ground. We were breaking ground. Because, as I tell you, my wife, which my dad calls it a sweeper, so I call it a sweeper. And I'm not going to define that on the radio. Go look it up.
I know that's right.
Look at a mafia movie. The sweeper is. But what we came up with was really powerful because we're talking about how to properly show up in relationship. And we're talking about how men should show up and how women should show up in relationship. And what my wife brought forward. And as I was presenting the three areas, I said you have to look at on three different levels: the body, soul meaning your mind, your emotions,
right.
your intellect, and then the spiritual area. All of those areas are important. And usually when we don't have the spark anymore in our relationship is because we've neglected one or several of those areas. And sometimes we neglect them not knowing. And so we got on the subject of the fact that we respond a certain way when we're in the midst of beginning the relationship. I think you called it the Aisha?
The hunt.
The hunt.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. When we're in the hunt of the relationship, we have a certain way that we respond. And she was saying about her pet peeve before we leave, so you can listen to that. But one of my pet peeves is that when we are talking about the physical realm and the importance of that in a relationship, I know that sometimes people try to spiritualize things and they say, oh, well, it's all about the spiritual. It's not all about the spiritual, or God would not have given us a body. He would not have given those bodies functions. He would not have caused us to have these things to share with each other. So yes, the spiritual realm is the highest level, but when you negate the body level, that means that you missed the steps that really qualify you to really actualize the spiritual level the way it needs to be. So one of my pet peeves is that men, in their desire to want, and I said it's not wrong for them to want their wife to be attractive or their partner to be attractive or whatever. It's nothing wrong with that. But the issue comes in is that a lot of times those same men sometimes won't make sure that they're in shape.
Oh, there he went.
So they're all right with their belly getting big, and they're all right with, them only getting a haircut every 2 weeks, or they're all right not making sure that their hygiene is not quite where it needs to be, because the wife supposed to understand I'm a man. No, you're not. You're a stinky man. No, you're. No.
I could hear it coming. I knew it was coming.
Right.
No, that's one of my pet peeves. That whatever you ask for it, whatever you're asking for, you should be willing within your own heart to get it.
To demonstrate
it. To be the first. To be the first. Now, what I also recognize is that in that hunt, men have this tendency to turn on the sugar. I mean, they will treat the woman with so much care and consideration. They show a lot of understanding. They're willing to listen to what's going on with them. It's like they're so considerate. Like, oh, no, nothing's a problem. And even if they have a little argument, he says, it's okay. Because he's really in the hunt, as my wife said.
Right. And
so my pet peeve is that then when men are in the marriage or in a committed relationship, they tend to draw back and say, okay, now I got her. And now they don't have that same consciousness, that same commitment to giving that to the wife, or to the woman that they're in a relationship with. Now, I'm telling you, that's why I tell a lot of single women, pay attention. Make sure that you are looking at all types of scenarios and situations, because sometimes I call it the men this front that they do. I call it the stand in front of church with your hands straight up in the air. So what that means is that when they're in the hunt, they want to show how spiritual and how much they want to be with the woman. And so when a preacher calls for the roll call, they go to the front of the church and put their hands straight up in the air. And, they just like they so submitted. But as soon as they get the hunt is over, they don't even want to go to church no more.
Oh.
They don't even want to focus or pray with her or do things that she was attracted to him for. So that's my pet peeve. So I'm okay.
Yeah. I had a friend, and it just cracked me up how she was a little disturbed because at the time her boyfriend, said something to her and says, you're kind of corny, and she said, well, I used to be real funny to you. So yeah, that was before.
That was during the hunt.
Wait. He said time out.
Okay.
So
We got a little technical difficulty. Excuse us for a minute. Okay.
That was during the hunt, you said.
To what part? Okay. Yeah. So it was just during the hunt, and as a pet peeve, I join you with that, Al, because this is my thinking. I was like, wow. So if he went along with that just to get you type of thing,
right?
And now he got you, so now you ain't funny no more,
right?
What else?
Right. So that's why I always tell people to check in when you're in the dating process. Always ask that specific question. Say, I noticed that you're this way.
He said, hold on.
I'm sorry, folks. We got a technical difficulty on our radio side. So I am gonna let you go. I know you got a lot of stuff to give.
Well, I'm given to brevity, my love.
No. I want you to give it.
I'm given to brevity. I will keep it short, my darling.
You want to start a new thing? So I'm going to talk to my Facebook family while we're doing it. We have a technical difficulty. Look, keep sharing with us. Hopefully I see some loves. I see some hearts coming up. I hope you're liking the realness of this dialogue. We're going to keep going on deeper and deeper. And what we're going to do is attach family strengthening skills. Now,
it must be from over there because everything is the same.
I think it's really important that you understand the dynamics. That you understand the dynamics that happen. Most of you are familiar with this. You know what I'm saying. But I want your mind to get the crossover between how this actually crosses over when you're talking about marriage relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We got about 27 minutes, so you only got about, I don't know if you want to go where you want to go to. So
We got 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So I think this is important because you have to know that it crosses over to the marriage relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah. That you have to take that same mindset, and you have to be willing. I would even ask a person who's dating, challenge the person. Says, look, if you're saying this is the way you are, this is what I notice about you. So you're reflecting to them what you see.
Right.
I see you doing X, Y, and Z. I see you opening up the door when I do that. I like that. So I want to know, is that what you do? Is that what you, and are you willing in a more committed relationship? Are you willing to be held accountable for the things that you're doing now? Because I want to see who you are, not who you want me to believe that you are.
Right. Right.
Exactly. I think it boils down to worthiness. I think when you're on the hunt, you want to be identified as worthy. When you've gotten the person, then you're not focused on being worthy.
You want to know if they're worthy.
or you have to find the good
Right.
to be focused on gratefulness.
Sure.
That you were found worthy. Instead of focusing now on whether they're worthy, whether they do or didn't do. Because I think when you're grateful for this person, then you can find the good. You're always going to be focused on the good. And they will be identified as worthy enough for you to keep yourself hunter-like.
Or to be worthy of being hunted.
That's right. Because there's always someone out there
Right.
that is hunting
That's right.
your mate.
That's right. That's right.
There are hunters that don't follow the rules.
They don't follow the rules.
That's good.
There are hunters that don't follow the moral rules.
Right.
That are willing to hunt your existing mate.
Right. And so what I really love and what you're pointing out, Aisha, and I think is so valuable, is that while men are have to balance that part inside them, it is so affirming. As you said, it's almost like a safety net when the wife understands that it is my charge. Matter of fact, I see it as part of my protection for you to make sure that I present myself a living sacrifice, that I present myself holy and acceptable.
I was just going to say that. It's holy and acceptable unto God, which
Yeah.
is your
reasonable service. And I think the men should be the same way.
Yes.
They should be presenting themselves both on that physical level, but they should also be presenting themselves even more so on the emotional level. We haven't gotten to the emotional part. We're going to do that. But I see a lot more responsibility for the men on the emotional side, and we haven't gotten there. But I think my wife has successfully, over 23 years, she always adorns herself. She always wants to know. She asks me all the time about what I think about her appearance and her look and how she treats certain things. Like she cares about it.
Right.
And I do the same with her because I believe that it should be, it should go on both ends.
Right,
both people should do the same thing. So when you are able to do that, you talking about sparks in a relationship?
Yeah, yeah.
Because then when you are when you go away on vacation or you go away, on to an event or those things that you naturally have this agreement that happens with you because you are agreeing physically. Now, look, this goes even down to the point of we're talking about when we're in the marriage bedroom.
Right.
Because you should care about what happens. You should care about how your partner feels about certain things. You should be inquiring. You should know. It shouldn't be a guess to you. You should know. And so if you're adorning even at that level, at that intimate level, then you are going to have sparks. I'm talking about sparks that will come out the roof. You're going to have sparks. So we're going to talk some more about this because we have to get to a place that we really understand the importance and value of looking at every aspect, the body, the mind, the emotions, and the spirit. Not taking one over the other and not neglecting it. Because when we neglect it, we get to a place that we feel like our spark is not there. We don't feel as motivated. And when we have treated our hunt greater than the relationship that God has blessed us with, then we ask the question, why don't I feel the same way? That's because you are not giving the same principles, the same commitment, and the same consciousness that you gave when you were in the place of hunting, when you asked God to give you someone. The Bible says when God gives when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and he obtains favor. Look, man, I'm telling you right now, you better know that you have a good thing and you better recognize that your favor, most of your favor is coming because of that good thing that God has given you.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And when you learn that, I'm telling you, men, it will revolutionize your life. I'm telling men how to show up right now. We're going to talk some more about how men and women show up in the rest of our programs. We're going to deal with it, body, soul, and spirit. God bless you.
Kapow! He drops the mic, ladies and
No, I'm not dropping it yet. I'm not dropping it yet. So we are covering this. We only got to the program's only 30 minutes, so we only got to the body part,
The natural.
the natural.
First the natural, then the spiritual.
I was waiting for you to say that. You can bring that up the next time. So what we're going to do is we're going to the next time we're going to cover some more about the physical, and then I'm going to then give some family strengthening skills to help in that in dealing in that physical realm. Then we're going to go to the emotional realm, the mental, meaning the intellectual part of the relationship, and the sparks. So there are sparks we don't know. There's sparks that have to take place in the intellectual realm. One of the things I look for in my wife, beside the fact that she was so fine, but the other thing that I look for is I looked at how she processed. I looked at her intelligence about things. And I tell people all the time, my wife is smart. My wife is intelligent, quick-witted, and I needed that because I think I'm smart. I think I am. I ain't as smart. Well, maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am because all I know is that this woman right here, she shows up and shows me all the time how intelligent she is. And it was so important for me to have that because that is a fulfillment for me to have that intellectual compatibility, that spark. Go ahead, Greg.
Well, I think what happens when you're dealing with relationships and you have such a union like y'all, that what happens is, yeah, Al, you are smart as a whip, but maybe we're like more right brain, and so to make that complete, you need some left brain,
Right,
and
to balance it. Yeah.
And so to balance it off, and I think that's what happens in the midst of that, and then when that's on point, then we're that whole man, just as we know. Our spouse, our mate as men, God didn't take a piece from our back or from our front or from our top or from our bottom, from our side. From our side.
Right, close to our heart. So yeah, I think, and then we're going to deal with the spiritual part, because I think that there is a spiritual aspect, and I'm not just talking about going to church every Sunday together. Sorry, folks, we got a technical. I hope we didn't lose your connection. So sorry. But did you find
Yes.
it? The way they do this whole Facebook Live thing. Like, tell me about some of my questions.
We got into this.
Right.
Says, but someone who is trying and honoring yourself,
Right.
and God made you to be.
Right. Let me tell you what I think I hear the person saying. So where's the line at? And I feel like I'm making something at, like, where do I, beneficial to me. So
Clear. Are we going changing?
yes, who
It's a very interesting question.
there's a 70 times right, but sometimes it's not really our conscience,
Right.
and we don't. We preference. Well, you have to decide whether what color shower curtain we're going to buy. About the shower curtains, well, and taking more than we. Yes.
Kind of question. Know what
Right.
those things could be.
The line is safety is a conscious is a line. Verbally, physically. I always say that before I'm talking about if you No, I would ask them. Second date, not the second date.
Commenting saying that they can't. Like they're like, tell them to.
Wait. Oh, wow.
Hit me with a heart if they can hear it. Can you hear? If you can hear. So we have, and Greg, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Edit.
Right.
I don't know how to. Yeah. Sorry. It's next week. See. You won't pick up on that question. We can keep talking
Dante says goes.
now.
Yeah, so.
Especially when people be challenged in this. We're not looking at our processes closely. Or it's not,
Right.
violating your
stay in
contract.
the situation.
Right. So we